Alright, good day ladies and gentlemen. So today we are going to look at the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. The disorders of hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. Of course, in our previous class we have learned what is HPG AXIS means. So just to give you as a recap, the HPG axis is simply the axis that controls the secretion of male sex hormone and female sex hormone. So the male sex hormone is the testosterone and androgens, the female sex hormone is the progesterone and estrogen. So HPG axis is simply the pathway for the control of the secretion of these hormones. It is the pathway that regulates the secretion of the sex hormone, otherwise known as gonadal hormones. Alright, so the idea is that chief among the regulators of this sex hormone is the hypothalamus. It is the hypothalamus that senses changes in the reproductive cycle and releases the first hormone known as the gonadotropic releasing hormone. Alright, the gonadotropic releasing hormone is released by the hypothalamus. So we look at it this way. Just like I said in our previous class, this is the brain, and then this is the hypothalamus at the base of the brain. Then connected to the hypothalamus is the anterior and the pituitary and the posterior pituitary. So this is the brain, this is the hypothalamus at the base of the brain. Then this is the hypophyseal portal system that connects the hypothalamus with the pituitary. This is the anterior pituitary, this is the posterior pituitary. So here you have hypothalamus. Alright? Then this is the hypophyseal portal system that here the blood vessel connecting this hypothalamus to the pituitary gland. So here you have the anterior pituitary, anterior pituitary, anterior pituitary, and then here you have the posterior pituitary. So this is, now from here, this one secretes, the hypothalamus will secrete a hormone called GnRH, gonadotropic releasing hormone. So the hypothalamus secretes what? Gonadotropic releasing hormone, which acts on the receptors that are present on the anterior pituitary. So GnRH has receptors present on the anterior pituitary. They are present on the anterior pituitary. Once the GnRH binds to these receptors on the anterior pituitary, it will trigger an intracellular response that will cause the generation of two major types of hormone from the anterior pituitary. It will generate the release of FSH and then LH. So you can see FSH and LH, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, both of them are together produced by the anterior pituitary in response to what? Gonadotropic releasing hormone produced from the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus releases GnRH. GnRH acts on the anterior pituitary receptor, causing them to release, causing the pituitary, anterior pituitary to release follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. These two hormones together will act. These two hormones together act on the gonads. For the female gonad, you have the ovary. For the female gonad, you have the ovary, and then for the male gonad, you also have the testes. So the ovary, and the testes are the gonads. So this ovary, in response to FSH and LH, releases estrogen, progesterone, and also androgen. Also produces androgens. So the testis also, in response to FSH and LH, is going to produce androgens. Okay, so this is how it is. And then also it will produce sperm. The ovary also, in response to FSH and LH, produces all this hormone and also causes ovulation and uterine development. Then another secondary sexual characteristics. Also this one, male sexual characteristics. So these are the way it is. So you see that the chairman in the pathway for the regulation of these sex hormones, or when there is changes in the body that is lead to formation of sex hormone, the hypothalamus is what senses those changes and releases GnRH in response, which is not a releasing hormone. This GnRH will bind to the receptors on the anterior brachy, stimulate them to release FSH and LH. The FSH and LH will now go to the gonads, in the case of female, the ovary, in the case of male, the testes. Now the truth is that this testis has two cells. It has the Sertoli cells and the Leydig cells. So testis has two cells. It has what? Sertoli cells and Leydig cells. The Sertoli cells is where the sperm has synthesized. They are the cell that is involved in the synthesis of spermatozoa. Whereas the Leydig cell is where androgens are produced. So the Leydig cell is under the influence of LH, whereas the spermatozoa, the Sertoli cell, is under the influence of the FSH. Alright, so FSH binds on receptors in the Sertoli cell and cause the Sertoli cell to develop and form mature sperm. The LH will now bind on the LH will bind on the Leydig cell and cause the Leydig cell to start secreting androgens. So that is how it works. So in this case, we can now see that if there is any disturbance in this particular pathway or this axis, then these hormones will be affected. And when the hormones are affected, it will affect the production and then the development of secondary sexual characteristics.